Hi folks, Winkle here. Mission 7. During the last mission, our friend Enfield 1-2 got shot down, doing a good job while weaseling. This time we've got to go and rescue him. So, as you can see here, we've got our flight which are providing close air support, 2 F5s. We've got 3 AH1s which will cover Enfield 1-2, and we've got Dodge and Uzi flights which I believe are F4s. The ground forces that are converging on our man are equipped with ZSU anti-aircraft artillery and IR missiles, so it could be a challenging one. So anyway, let's have a quick look at the mission planner so we can see. So we're going to take off from Krimsk. We're taking off on 2-2 this time. We're going to take a right-hand departure and come back across the runway to keep our headings correct. We are going to cut the bottom of this lake off here and aim for this lake. We can use with VFR, we can use the Mark 1 eyeball. The heading is 083 from here, but we can see where we're going from the airfield. When we get to here, we should be in contact with our guys, and they will put smoke down, hopefully, to locate Enfield 1-2's position. And we'll take it from there. Right, see you in the aircraft, guys.
All good to go, sir. Clear to start when you're ready. Good luck.
Excellent, thank you. Ground crew, connect ground air supply.
Connect ground air supply.
Copy. Ground air supply is now connected.
Live ground air supply.
Ground air supply.
Copy. Air is now applied.
Okay, so keep an eye on our RPM there. That's our start button. Take our throttle out of cut off into idle. That's it, our needles are coming up. Select our external tanks. Left and right. Fuel pump. Pitot on. Half and flare on.
Enfield 1-1. Overlord 1-1.
Auto flaps set.
Passing waypoint 2 at 800.
Okay, our needles have come down. Let's get our starboard engine started. Ground crew. Right, ground air supply.
Copy. 098. Air is now applied.
Okay, wait for that to come up to 10%. Press our start button, take our throttle. Out of cut off into idle. Putting our throttles together, our needles are coming up nicely. While that's happening, I'll start running through my checks, put my radar to standby. Dampers are set.
Bird Dog to Enfield, I have contact with Enfield 2. He is hauling ass toward the LZ. There is a column of infantry trying to catch up with him. I see RPGs and IR launchers. They have Zulu Sierra uniform AA on trucks. I'll maintain contact and I have authority over SAR until you get closer.
Okay, so our man is running for his life by the sound of it, so we need to get moving. Let's shut the canopy to give ourselves a bit of peace and quiet. Mirrors on for coolness value. Let's disconnect our ground air supply. Otherwise I'll get told off.
Chief, disconnect ground air supply.
Quickly running through the checklist in my head. Dampers are on, trim set, nav set, HUD on, air brakes off, flap set to auto. Disconnected ground air supply. Altimeter is set. Let's request taxi.
Krimsk, Enfield 1-1. Request startup. Enfield 1-1. Krimsk, Enfield 1-1. Request taxi to runway. Springfield 1. Passing waypoint 3. Enfield 1-1. Krimsk, clear to taxi to runway 22.
Right, nozzle steering is engaged. Working correctly.
Enfield 1-1. Overlord 1-1. Pop-up group 107. Krimsk, Enfield 1-1. Request takeoff. Enfield 1-1. Krimsk, you are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.8.
Runway's clear, approach is clear.
4 at 6,000.
Okay, let's extend our nose wheel. Quick check on everything, pilot
Enfield
back in.
1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 110, 480 at
Right, let's go.
4,500, flanking. Springfield 1, passing waypoint 4 at 4,500.
Nose steering disengaged. A little bit more right rudder. 150 knots. Not easy back on the stick.
1-1, Overlord 1. Enfield 1-1.
Gear up.
Clear to taxi to runway 22.
I'm going to fly down the runway, keep my drag as low as possible, let my speed build up. Now I need to trim the nose down quite rapidly because it will pitch up. Good, really get that speed up. Keep trimming that nose down. Fine. You can see our E2 in the foreground there. We'll just see it on our RWR. Select search option. Soon the external fuel tank is selected. We come round back onto the runway and take a heading of 083 off the runway. Really heavily loaded. We're in full burner still, not even at 300 knots. Right, picking up speed now. I'm going to burn over to our friend. He's not having a good time. Got external tanks, I want to drop them off before I get in combat anyway. And reduce my radar down to 20 miles.
At 250.
Let's trim our nose down. Okay, so we're pretty much on heading. That's good. So we want to, as per briefing, we want to cut across the bottom of this lake here, and then head to the south. Just that point there, that lake there. So we're spot on. Spot on. Get up to between 8 and 10,000 feet, or make my attack. It's a good altitude to drop my bombs from. So whilst we're on our way, we'll set our manual compression up of our bombs to 125. That's what I'm going to go in with first. 3, 4, 5. That's sorted. We'll leave the safety on where it is at the moment, just in case I have to use my sidewinders. We can set our bombs to nose and tail. All I'm going to do is select them to bombs. I'm not going to put them on ripple, which will drop them manually. Let's just run through a few things. Let's just check that our nav lights are out. Yes, they are. Pitot heat is on. Everything's set. RWR is working. Let's switch our HUD back to our missile, our gun sight back to our missile sight, just in case. Our sidewinders are warmed up. And what I'll also do is put the auto balance on, because I'll forget to do that when I drop my tanks, and that will balance our internal tanks out, which you can see there are out of balance, it's standard. Just leave our radar up and down a bit to see if we can pick anything out, but we have got AWACS cover. At the moment I'm looking at my RWR, it's giving me situational awareness. We can see the SA-6 in the distance there, it's not a threat to us at the moment. And then we're going to listen in for AWACS calls from the AWACS and over the radio for our other flights, the CAP flight, the Combat Air Patrol, which should protect us against fighters, and we're the CAS flight, the Close Air Support. So we're going to be taking out the ground troops, the enemy ground troops that are pursuing our friend. As you remember, if you didn't watch the previous mission, Catch up with it, it's quite good. We went on a wild weasel mission, and Enfield 1-2 was unfortunately shot down by the SA3 site, but it did allow me to get in there and destroy it. Fortunately he's okay, good shoot, and now we're out rescuing him.
Bird dog to
at
Enfield.
10,000
The infantry
feet.
is moving closer. Enfield 1 has authority over SAR. Bird dog will mark with orange smoke when ready to push.
Okay, coming out of burner, you can see that we had a caution sign there. I've cancelled. That's because our tanks are empty, so we just double check they are inner pylons here. Hopefully the right, yep, fuel tanks have gone. We're now on our own internal fuel tanks, so we can just deselect those, and we're just left with our sidewinders at the moment. Okay, so we're approaching the south side of this river, or the right side as we're approaching it here. Our man's over here somewhere. We'll wait for orange smoke to designate our targets. There is a risk of enemy fighters. We do need to be aware of that. Keep our speed up at 400 knots at the moment. Our fuel flow is 3,000 pounds an hour, which is fine. We're not far from Krimsk, so we should be able to get back. We need to just go through our threats. We've got 23mm, which is never good, and we've also got man pads potentially. So I need to remember to stay out of burner as much as I can. Just double check that our chaff is selected. Yep, chaff is on. We're going to need that. F4's off to our 11 o'clock.
7 Enfield, visual contact. Ready for dust off when clear.
Waypoint 5. Pontiac 1, passing waypoint 5 at 250.
Right, I'm going to set for bomb attack.
Pontiac 1, on station at Bull 060.
Center pylon selected.
At 250.
External
Springfield
source.
to Enfield, holding 5 miles east. Ready to push when clear.
External source set to bombs.
Defending at Bull 079.
Let's look out for orange smoke. Just going to circle here. This is our holding position.
Defending at Bull 079. Engaging bandit at bullseye
350
for 60
knots.
at 8,000.
Keep an eye on our RWR.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 061 416 at 2,500 knots.
16 miles, they're hot on us. It's not good. There's our orange smoke. Let's have a look where the convoy is before I turn in.
This is Overlord. I have some activity on my scope. Vectoring additional fighters in your area.
Right, let's head in the general direction of away. Let's head north, back up to the lake.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 062 418 at 2,500 knots. Pontiac 1, tally of vehicles at bullseye 073 for 50.
Don't forget, we're close air support. We don't want to get involved with fighters. Going to come back into missile just in case. F4's off to our right, and they're by the MiG-21s by the look of it, which is what you want to see. I want to see those guys in the same area. They can deal with them. Orange smoke is off our right shoulder at our 5 o'clock. A bit low, 4,500 feet. Need to convert some of the energy into altitude. Now that orange smoke isn't going to last forever.
300. Chevy 1, on station at Bulls 066 for 50 at 300.
Right, see if we can see the convoy by the orange smoke.
411 at 4,500 flanking.
Right, let's go for it. $350 knots. Can't see anything on my RWR that's going to pose me a threat. See if I can see the convoy. Right there. Out of burner. A threat of Sam's coming up.
Enfield
Slightly off centre, but that's what I have to do.
Pop-up group 066 414 at 500 knots.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going into burner. Half out. Flare out.
This is Overlord. Bogies incoming
Yes.
from the south. Low
Some
altitude.
hits.
Coming in fast.
Not great, but better than nothing.
Pop-up group
Keep an eye open. We've got
128.6 at
heat-seeking missiles. Going to fly away on a reciprocal. Heading.
Enfield
Keep an eye on that.
Overlord 1-1. Pop-up group.
Right, we've got black smoke coming up now, so if the orange smoke peters out, at least we can see. Right, okay, so while that's happening, I'm going to adjust this back to the depression to 14 for rockets. 14. Switch to rockets. Gun power. Centre pylon. Must bring that back to the centre, the selector switch. Okay, rockets are now selected. Great, we killed a truck. Right, I can get my burner in now. Bit of speed up. Try and get my light to engage ground
Light.
targets or
Engage
something.
targets of
Actually
opportunity.
do something. I've lost situational awareness, I've lost the smoke. Not in a rush to get killed. MiG-23 off my nose. Not ideal. The orange smoke has petered out and I've now got to look for my... Oh, there they are. Okay. Not easy. Come on, Cap Flight, do your stuff. I can't concentrate on two things at once. Right. Put on to target. The nose down.
Enfield 1-1. Overlord 1-1. Bra 17546 at 3,500 knots. Pontiac 1. Allied infantry at bullseye 073 for 50.
Flares out.
At 3,500 knots.
Nearly 400 knots, that's good. MiG-23 behind me. Fuel is good.
Enfield 1-1. Overlord 1-1. Bra 16647 at 3,500 flanking.
finding the targets again. In there? Yeah. Not at all easy. Right, let's go in again. Right, in the corner of that field, just remember that by those two pylons. I'm reducing my compression down to 12. Rockets are out. Just drop everything. Going with guns. Never good against a 23mm, but there you go. MiG-23's off to our 11 o'clock. Let's go for this guy on the left here. This guy here. Truck, right. Flares out. I'm heading directly away from them. If I can get my wingman to do something. Right, cover me.
Flight, cover me.
Nothing. Right, what about flight? Engage.
Enfield 1
Mission and
flight.
rejoin. Putting onto the target. Really get our speed up, I don't want to get shot. Loads of fuel left, let's get a bit of burner in on the way downhill. Right, come out of burner. Right, let's go for that one to the left of the fire. Bring the nose down.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1,
Flares out.
31844 at 2,500, flanking.
Another 23mm down.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1,
Not doing too bad.
32145 at 3,500, flanking.
Let's call our man in.
Chevy clear in. Pushing.
1,200.
Right, let's get the helicopters in then. There's a guy there, I'm just going to go, he's just to the right of that smoke.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 32245 at 3,000, flanking.
Out burner. Go for him. Reflectors open.
Pontiac 1, defending bandit at bullseye 067.
No recorded damage. Check my RWR. Good. Still clear on the RWR. Say 6 off to our 2 o'clock. Going away from that. Our burner in. Got a bit of speed downhill. Give us more chance of getting away from the man pads. Out of burner. Same one again. Vector's open. Let it come up the sight. And
Enfield Glen 1, Overlord
another
Glen 1.
23mm destroyed. Couple of flares out.
At 6,000 cold. Enfield Glen 1, Overlord Glen 1. Bra 27243 at 3,500.
See what else we can choose off here.
Springfield, pushing in hot.
Pushing from waypoint 5 at 6,000.
Maybe I should have done that earlier. You live and learn. A bit of burner. That on RWR. Right, that's good.
Pontiac 1, passing waypoint 6 at 290.
Right, out of burner.
Chevy 1 is RTB at 300. Pontiac 1, passing waypoint 7 at 300.
Right, Pontiac's RTB. Look at fuel. Yeah, we've got loads of fuel.
Springfield 1, passing waypoint 6 at 900.
I think we may be good. Let's go for those guys just to the right of the smoke.
Springfield
Yeah.
1, engaging bandit at
Get a bit of speed.
065 450 at 1,000.
Right, out of burner. Yeah, they're still motoring, these guys. They're all dangerous. Right, they're in a line now, motoring away, so I can use that to my advantage.
Pontiac 1, in from the northwest, engaging at Bulls 072 for 50.
Well, I'm not going to take my eyes off those guys.
Pontiac 1, defending at Bullseye 072 for 50.
Okay, let's come in nicely lined up on them and we'll just
Pontiac 1,
strafe.
defending AAA at Bullseye 073 for 50.
Just strafe down now. Bit of power in. There they go. Out burner.
Pontiac 1, defending at Bullseye 072 for 50.
There's a good attack.
Pontiac 1,
Hopefully it's
kill
got
at
some on fire.
Bullseye 072 for 50.
Two still running.
Pontiac 1, defending AAA
Keep
at
my eyes on
Bullseye
him.
073 for 50.
Only taking my eyes off them when I blink.
Pontiac
Everything else
1,
blown
kill
up.
at Bullseye 073 for 50.
Burner in. Don't think there's any more man pads. Oh, something else has blown up.
Pontiac
All good.
1, in from the northeast, engaging
All good.
AAA at
Right, out of
Bulls
burner.
073 for 50.
More stuff blowing up. There's the helicopters in there. The helicopters are in.
At Bulls 073 for 50. Pontiac 1, in from the northeast.
AH-1
engaging
Cobras
armor
are in
at
there.
Bulls 073 for 50.
They're blowing the hell out of everything.
Pontiac 1, kill armor at Bullseye 073 for 50.
Excellent. Right, let's check our RWR. MiG-23 behind us.
In Pontiac 1, in from the east, engaging utility at Bullseye 073 for 50.
Set that to missile. Everything's good there.
Pontiac 1, kill armor at Bulls 073 for 50.
Okay, I think I'm done down there.
Chevy here, we got him. RTB.
Excellent, let's go. West, go west, young man, go west. Oh. Right, see if I can get my bearings. Okay. The 23 is off to my right. At 400 knots. It's pretty good. Well, there's the main lake. There's the lake that was our rally point. Is clear, F5 off to our right here somewhere. As useful as a chocolate teapot.
074 for 60.
That's just the AI and DCS.
Springfield 1, kill infantry at bullseye 072 450.
Or me. Could be my fault, you know, sometimes it is.
Springfield 1, engaging bandit at bullseye 066 445 at 12,000.
Let's make sure we're heading where we need to. Right, there's our lake there.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1.
Mark one eyeball flying. Best card.
19 at 1,000 knots.
Right, it's called Krimsk.
Krimsk, Enfield 1-1, inbound.
Enfield 1-1, Krimsk, fly heading 293, 422, QFE 29.87, runway 22, to pattern altitude.
Runway 22. Okay. We're 23 and at 6. Do very well to catch us. We're doing 500 knots. Famous last words, of course.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 094 422 at 5,000, flanking.
Plenty of fuel, so we'll just whiz back in. Let's get a burner in, come on. Why wouldn't you? Use the Hulk system on the RWR to really get the centre of the runway.
Springfield 1, in from the north, engaging infantry at Bulls 072 450.
Okay. Just turn the radar off before we get any closer. Basically we'll fence out. Contact tower. It's just come out of burner, so don't get too cocky.
Krimsk, Enfield 1-1, request landing.
Hey, 2,000 feet, going in on the dead side. Speed brakes out, 1,500 feet. 1,000 feet, downwind. Angle of attack right, 260 knots, gear down. Start turning in. Gear is down and locked. 170 knots, that's where I want to be. Way too high. Better. Get that angle of attack right, 170 knots. Reduce the throttle. Angle of attack. Probably about 15 degrees. Good, 160 knots. Nice long runways, no rush.
Enfield 1-1.
Slow.
Check
Couple
landing
of
gear.
stages of
Wind 180
air brake back in.
at 2 meters per second. Runway 22.
Yeah.
600.
Okay. Boot out. Get brakes in. Okay, so I've got my two guys over here waiting to pick up my chute.
In from the northwest. Engaging utility at Bulls 0.
Get them a beer
Enfield
later.
1-1. Taxi to parking area.
Yep, will do. Been advised by my real world pilot friend Old School that I need to stop once I've left the runway, but I don't do what I did last time. Got my chute off. Do my pre-landing checks. Radar's off. Okay, let's get out of the way. Take the taxiway, go on the left at the end here and go back to the quick reaction alert pad. Right, just take a turn. Okay guys, I'll see you at the parking area. Just got a long straight taxi here.
Pontiac 1, in from the north. Engaging utility at Bulls 072 for 50.
Alright guys, here we are. Back at the parking area. Got there eventually. Okay, here we go. Right guys. That was fun. We were alive. It's a great thing. I'll see you in debrief.
Pontiac 1, kill utility.
Hi guys, welcome to the debrief. Okay, so we're at Crimps. We can see our F4's taking off here. they're heading into the area of operations. We head in on our own. Now, the mistake I made is I was trying to call in my wingman, but I haven't got a wingman, so that's my bad. But we do call in these guys later off the F10 menu. We've got our Huey here that's going to go in and snatch our guy away, and we've got Cobra gunships here, which we'll call in later when we've subdued this area to some degree. We were looking at our RWR and we noticed that there were MiG-21s over here. We also knew that the F4s were in that area, so we were quite happy for them guys, the cap flight, to deal with those guys over there as best they can. Right, so the SA-6 is dangerous. They're putting AIM-7s out, the F4s. They're having a bit of a mixed success. So what do we do here? We're turning away because, if I remember correctly, we've got MiG-23s coming in that we pick up off our RWR. Let's have a look. Yeah, so we've got MiG-23s. So I head away. Wait for the F4 to come in to engage those guys, and then, as you can see, I'm getting all sorts of attention from the SA-18s and the 23mm. You've really got to keep an eye on your. We're putting our rockets in now. Keep our speed up. Flares out, as you can see there. Look at that. 2 SA-18s after me. They get relatively close, but I'm running away. I can see them. Saw both of those launch off my right shoulder. But it's a fine line. You know, you've got these MiG-23s. You want to keep your situational awareness and roll the dice, basically. You can influence your own. You can make your own luck. These guys are waiting off to the west. These MiG-23s are going to come in and start attacking those guys. Cap flight's gone. I think the F4s are all destroyed as far as I can tell. So we are where we are. This is real life stuff. So I'm putting a bit of cannon in now. MiG-23s. We're noticing that on our RWR all the time. They're coming in, they're focusing on these guys. If they're focusing on me, I'll be dead. But we've got a job to do. We've got to get our man out. We've got to subdue these guys here. Now you could argue someone else might have done something different. You might have attacked these guys instead, but I've got a job to do. This is my task. Just make sure you pull away in plenty of time, because these 23mm are absolutely lethal. I'm not getting too close to the MiG-23s. That one is taking a bit of an interest. Right, we've got 2 F5s here. That MiG-23 is down by the look of it. We've got our F4 guys here, parachuted out. That's another mission now. Right, I think I've called in my Cobra gunships now, and I've called in the F5s. So we could argue we could have done that earlier. But, you know, so we've got tow missiles, tube launched, optically sighted, wire guided missiles coming in, they're taking out armour. We've got F5 strafing. So when you fly this mission, guys, you might want to do that earlier. It's up to you, but we succeeded in the mission. So basically, I help those guys out as much as I can. And then here's our pilot over here. He's going to get picked up. We're pretty much on top of it now. This has been decimated, this area. With hindsight, I probably would have called the other F5s in a little bit earlier. But whether they would get involved with the MiG-23s, I don't know. So we're RTBing. No need to hang around. We go back, we break over the airfield. Don't do a bad approach. Have plenty of fuel. Get our angle of attack up. We can use the Hawk system here to make sure we join over the centre of the runway. We see that on our RWR when we're returning. Come in, we're using our indexer. Yep. Improving. Getting better. Happy with that. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The next mission is going to be a cinematic of this attack, because unfortunately I couldn't do the external views because the track file corrupted. So I'm going to redo it. I'm going to put some music to it. We've got some great shots of the Cobra gunships and the Huey coming in. Absolutely awesome shots of that. So I'm going to put that together, and that'll be the next one. Winkle out.